Good morning from Helsinki. Today we're going to go to the Suomenlinna island fortress, just a small boat ride from the city. But first we're going to head to the Hakaniemi Market and check that out. Cheese pastry and orange juice to start the day. Here we have the statue of Alexis Kivi, considered one of Finland's greatest authors. Feeling very lucky with the weather here in Helsinki. Looks like it's going to be another sunny day. Now we're just going to walk through the botanical gardens. It's very calm and quiet in the city this morning. Big contrast to yesterday, which was the 1st of May. Everyone was in a party and celebration mood. The market that we're heading towards is just on the other side of this bridge, I believe, behind that big building. Then this is the market that we've been heading towards. So it looks like there's two bits to this market. The outside bit with the orange tents, and then in the building in the distance down there is the indoor market. We're going to go and have a look inside the indoor market hall. Time for my morning caffeine. I've had my coffee, so let's have a look around the market. Got myself a liha parakka. It's a pastry with a meat filling, a traditional Finnish food. So I'm gonna enjoy that in the sun before we head towards the ferry to the islands. All of the tourist sightseeing boats parked up here. I'm sure come the summer months these will all be out touring the islands. So we're coming down towards the harbour area now. We have the Orthodox Church, which we saw yesterday, in front of us. And then just beyond there is where the ferry to the island will go from. So the ferry behind me is the one we want to Suomenlinna. Just leaving now, but not to worry, there's another one in 10 minutes. So we're going to head over there and wait for that. I think that's the ferry we're going to catch, just coming in now. Let's head upstairs. It's about a 15-minute journey over to the island. Should be some nice views along the way. So this ahead is the Suomenlinna Islands that we're heading towards. It's a collection of, I think it's 6, 7, maybe 8 islands connected by bridges, and there's a lot of military history here. It was a fortress built several hundred years ago to protect the city. So here we are on the island. You can see Helsinki city back in the distance there. So I believe there's some recommended walking routes to go around the island, so you see all the different things. So the first thing is to go and try and find some information about that. Here's the information about the recommended route. It's the blue line shown on the map, and it covers all the main historical sites to see. So we're going to follow that. We're up here, and then we'll come all the way to the bottom of the island. The next ferry is already here. They come every 15 minutes, so we've been hanging around for too long, so let's get going and keep ahead of the crowds. Looks like the route is very well signposted. The blue arrows at the top here is the route we're following. This is a military church built in 1854 during the Russian occupation of Finland. This is the biggest bell in Finland. The church also functions as a lighthouse for the island. You can just about make out the light at the top of the church tower there, under the cross. Here's one of the museums on the island. Popped into the souvenir shop there and got a couple of fridge magnets. Also stopped at the cafe, had some blueberry cheesecake. But I don't think we'll go around the museum. We'll skip that as it's so nice outside. Need to enjoy the sunshine. This submarine here dates back to the 1930s and was used by Finland in World War II. It's also one of the few remaining preserved submarines that served in World War II. If you come here on a summer day, it's also possible to go inside and see how the crew lived. Unfortunately, can't do that today though. There's a steamship there touring the islands. That would have been a cool way to travel here. Let's go up to the top of here. I'm sure there'll be a nice view. You can see Helsinki back over there with a big cruise ship that's in port today. It's quite windy up here for sure. It looks like we're not allowed to go up there to the highest point. So a few more small islands in the distance, and then I guess eventually on the other side there will be Estonia. Wonder if it's ever possible to see it. I'm not sure how far across it is. Could certainly fire big cannonballs out of here. So I checked online and it's 90 kilometers to Estonia, so not possible to see. But I did also find out that someone recently swam it, which is quite impressive, 90 kilometers. So this entrance to the castle is called the King's Gate and also features a drawbridge. So when the drawbridge here was risen, it would be almost impossible to get into the fortress. Certainly a lot less windy on this side of the fortress. So we're at the opposite end of the island to where we got off the ferry. So we're at the end of the blue route. So now we're going to start working our way back towards the ferry, but we can take some detours, I think, and explore a bit. So there's also around 800-900 people that live on the island. So there's homes like this and signs telling you not to walk into the residential area. So nice little park here. You can stop and have a picnic. There's quite a few shops and cafes on this island. Not all are open today, where it's May. I think in the summer there will be a lot more open. We have a tunnel to go through. I think we'll come out of here before I get lost. Now we're back down by the museum and the cafe we stopped at earlier. The islands and fortress are also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. We can see the UNESCO flag up there. We came from up there earlier, so let's go this way now. See what's down here. Looks like there's also a school on the island. I think this looks like the school here. A lot of boats here. Makes sense, it is an island, I guess. Almost back at the ferry now. There's the ferry, it leaves in 1 minute. Let's see if we make it. Just made it. So it was a very nice time on the island. We spent about 3 hours there. Could have spent a bit longer for sure, but we're thinking we want to get back to the city to see a few more things there today. We can see this bridge in the distance there. It's quite new. I think it opened in the last couple of weeks, and it carries trams between two parts of the city. You can also walk and cycle across it. It's also Finland's longest bridge. Coming back into the city now, we can see these two big ferries here, Silja Line and Viking Line. These are the ferries that go across to Tallinn in Estonia or Stockholm in Sweden. Here we are back in the city. One thing I forgot to mention earlier is this ferry is included in the normal public transport ticket. So we have the 3-day pass, for example, so we could come on here and without paying any extra.
I was part of the team, so I was a more of a junior position. So.
As we came onto the ferry very last minute, didn't realise quite how many people were on there. Back at the main market square, and it's just as busy as it was yesterday. From here we're going to head back to the hotel and drop the bags off. Then going to go and do some shopping. There's a few shops in Helsinki I wanted to check out. So I think I'll end the video for today here. Hope you've enjoyed the trips to the island. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.